Okay, let us discuss. Already we have discussed about the transportation problem and applications of transportation problem and how to find the initial basic feasible solution. So mainly we use three methods to solve the initial basic feasible solution. That is northwest corner rules and least cost method, and third one Vogel's approximation method. So next after that, optimization of the transportation problem. Optimization of the transportation problem means we have to maximize the profit and minimize the cost. So already by using the initial basic feasible solution, we got the initial solution of the transportation problem. So next step, that is whether it is optimal solution or not. Optimal solution means whether it is a maximum profitable solution or not, or any other alternative solution which gives the maximum profit. We have to find by using the optimal solution. So to find the optimal solution, there are two phases are there. First phase, we have to find the initial basic feasible solution by using any three method. Okay, already we discussed those three methods, that is northwest corner rule or least cost method or Vogel's approximation method. So after that, in second phase, we have to apply the Modi method. So Modi method means modified distribution method. So in first problem, we discussed finding the optimal solution by using initial basic feasible solution as northwest corner rule. So in next example, we are using VAM method, Vogel's approximation method, to find the optimal solution. So first, it is an example. Find the optimal solution of transportation problem using VAM method. So this is a given problem, and here A, B, C are the origin, and supply is L1, 13, 19, and demand is 6, 10, 12, and 15. Okay, so when we have a transportation problem, the first step, whether it is a balanced problem or not. So how to find the balance, if it is a balanced or not? We have to check the sum of sources equal to sum of destination. So what is the total sum of source? That is L1 plus 13 plus 19. That is also 43. And the sum of destinations, that is 6 plus 10 plus 12 plus 15. That is also 43. So total source is equal to total destination, and hence we can say that the problem is balanced. So in some times we'll get unbalanced problem. In some situation, in that situation we have to add some dummy row or dummy column. So such type of examples we'll discuss later. Okay. Now we'll solve this problem. So given problem, (21), 16, 25, 13, 17, 18, 14, 23, 32, 70, 18, 41. So here source L1, 13, and 19. And destination 6, 10, 12, 15. Already we know this problem is A, B, and C. So next we have to find penalty values for both row and column. So once again, how to find the penalty value. One more test page I will take. Eighteen, 40. So here source is 11, 13, 19, 6, 10, 12, 15. Okay. So next we have to find the penalty value. First penalty value. How to find the first penalty value? So in row penalty value, the minimum row value. Which one is the minimum row value in this row? Which one is the minimum? Which one is the minimum? 13. So next of that 13 is 16. So 16 minus 13, that is 3. Okay. So in next row, which one is the minimum? 14 is the minimum, and it's the next biggest value, that is 17. So 17 minus 14, that is also 3. So in next row, which one is the minimum? 17, and its next biggest value is 18. The difference between these two values is 1. So this one is the row penalty value. So next, similarly, the column penalty value. In this column, minimum value is 13, and its next biggest value is 23, and its difference is 10. Okay. So similarly, here it is 4, that is 14. 18 minus 14 is 4, and here it is 1. Why? Because 16 is the smallest value, and its next biggest value is 17. 17 minus 16 is 1. And in this column, 17 is the smallest value, and its next biggest value is 21. Okay, and its difference is 4. So next, what we have to do means, in the penalty value, which one is the biggest penalty value, and that value we have to consider, and we have to first allocate for that row and column. Okay, so here in the penalty value 3, 3, 1, 10, 4, 1, 4, which one is the biggest? 10 is the biggest, and we have to select that column. In that column, which one is the minimum value? For that cell we have to assign. So in this 13 is the minimum value, so we have to start allocating for this cell. So here supply is 11 and demand is 15. So out of supply and demand, which one is smallest? That value we have to allocate. Okay, so here L1 and 15, L1 is the smallest value, so I will allocate here, and here it will be 0, and here 15 minus L1 is 4. Okay, so if supply is 0, then entire row we have to cancel, and if demand is 0, that entire column we have to delete. So I am here deleting supply is 0, so I am deleting this entire row. So this is the first step. So next what we have to do? Next, second penalty value we have to find. Okay, second penalty value means the whatever after the cancellation of row and column, the whatever cells remains, for those values we have to find the penalty value. So obviously first row is cancelled, so here there is no penalty value. And similarly for the second row, the penalty value is 3, and here it is 1. Okay, and next here 13 get cancelled, so here 23 is the minimum value, and its next cheapest value is 41. Yes.
Sir, ಅದು yellow pen le ಬರಿಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಯದ್ರಿ.
Okay. So it is 3 and 1, and here it's the next 18 is the penalty value, and here 18 minus 4 is the penalty value, and here it is 1. 17 is the smallest, 2, and its difference is 15. So similarly, we have to select maximum penalty value. Which one is the maximum penalty value? In the P2, 18 is the. We have to select this column. Okay, in this column, fourth column, which one is the smallest value? 23 is the smallest value, so we have to allocate for this. Okay, so here supply is 13 and demand is 4. Why it is 4 means already L1 we are allocated for cell first row, fourth column. Already we are allocated L1, so 4 is remains. So here the smallest value is 4, and here 0 remains, and here 9. So here demand is 0, so I will cancel this entire column. So next what we have to do? Next we have to find the next penalty value. Okay, the next penalty value, that is P3. So here obviously there is no. And next in this row, which one is the smallest? 14 is the smallest. Okay, and its next value is 17. 3 is the penalty value, and here similarly 1 is the penalty value. And next here there is no penalty value. Why? Because the entire column we are deleted. And next here 4, 1 and 50. So in P3, which one is the maximum penalty value? 15 is the maximum penalty value. So in this column we have to select for the allocation, and in these two cells, which one is having the minimum value of that cell we have to allocate. So here 17 is the minimum value we'll allocate for that, and here 9 is the source and 6 is the destination, and hence 6 is smaller than 9, so we'll allocate 6. So this becomes 0 and this is 3. So here destination is 0, so we cancel this entire column. Okay. So next we'll go for next penalty value, that is P4, and here 17 also get cancelled, 23 also get cancelled. Here there is no penalty value, and smallest value is 14, and its next value is 18. Its difference is 4. So for next, it is 1. Okay, and here there is no penalty value, and here penalty value is 4. That is 18 minus 14 is 4, and here the penalty value is 1. So here in this, which one is the maximum value? 4 is the maximum value. Okay, so we'll allocate either, here there are two maximum values are there. You can take any one, either this 4 or this 4. Okay, I will take this one, and in this 14 is the minimum value, so I will first allocate for that cell. So its source is 3 and destination is 12. Out of 3 and 12, 3 is the smallest value, so first I will allocate 3, and here it is 0, and here it remains 9. So here source becomes 0, then this entire row I will get cancelled. So next what we have to do? Next we have to find the next penalty value. So that is P4. Here there is no penalty value. Here is also no penalty value. Why? Because that row is cancelled, and here penalty value is 1. Okay. And next, here the penalty value no penalty value. Why? Because there is only one cell is there, we cannot find the difference. So there is no penalty value. So directly we will allocate from here. Okay. So in out of 17 and 18, which one is the smallest? 17 is the smallest. So we will allocate for that. So here 10 is the demand, and source is 10 is the destination, and 19 is the source. So I will allocate 10. Here it remains 0. Okay, out of this 19, we already supplied 10, so it remains 9. And finally, one sample is left out, so I will allocate the remaining value. So the problem is balanced, so these all cells will be cancelled. Okay, so these all cells will be cancelled. So this is a solving the transportation method by VA method. This is the first step, and we have to find the total cost. How will we find the total cost? The transportation problem is balanced. To find the initial basic feasible solution, we used the VAM method and the total cost. And the total cost? What is the total cost? That means cell value into allocated value. Okay, sum of cell value and allocated values. That is L1 into 13 plus 6 into 17 plus 3 into 14 plus 4 into 23 plus 10 into 17 plus 9 into 18. So after simplification, you will get the total cost is 700 L. So this value is initial basic feasible solution. So next, in second phase, we have to apply the Modi method to maximize this value. Okay, the total cost is 711 rupees. So we have to maximize this cost. Okay, our initial basic feasible solution gives this much of profit, 711 rupees of profit, or this much of cost. So profit we have to maximize, cost we have to minimize. So in second phase, hence the given transportation table is balanced. We obtain initial basic feasible solution by VAM method. So next what we have to do in second phase. In second phase, I will write the table which we got the initial basic feasible solution, and after that we have to apply the Modi method. So this is a table 21, 16, 25, 13, 17, 18, 14, 23, 32, 17, 18, 41. And here we allocated 6, and here we allocated 11, and here 3, here 4, 10, and 9. So this is A, B, C. So next what we have to do to find the optimal solution, we apply Modi method. In order to determine the optimal solution, first we have to determine the set of numbers, that is Ui and Vz. That means here U1, U2, U3, and here V1, V2, V3, V4. So we have to find these values. Set of solutions of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3. Okay. For each row and column, by using the formula Cij equal to Ui plus Vj. By using this formula, we have to find for the occupied cells. Okay, we have to consider occupied cells. Keep in mind, occupied cells we have to consider to find the U1, U2, U3, and V1, V2, V3. So first we have to set one value as 0. Okay, U1, U2, U3, either U1 or U2, U3. So how we have to set? In which row or in which row maximum allocations are there? In which row maximum allocations are there? So in this row B having three allocations. Okay, one, two, three. Three allocations are there. For that row we have to set as 0. Okay, set as 0. If suppose in first row there are three allocations are there, means we have to set U1 as a 0. Okay, if suppose U2 is 0, so next there are three allocated cells are there, and for this allocated cells we have to find by using U2 equal to 0, the remaining values we can calculate. Okay, for U1 we can find, and V1 we can find, V3 we can find, and V4 we can find. Okay, to start with this U2 equal to 0 we have to set, since the second row contains maximum allocations as compared to the other. As compared to the other, the second row contains maximum allocations. So first I will find C14. C14, that is equal to C. I is 1, J is 4. That is equal to U1 plus V4. I am selecting this one. Okay. Here that is equal to, what is C14 value? That is C14. So we will start with C21. That is U2 plus V1. Okay, U2 plus V1 means this cell, that is 7. Already we have the value of U2. What is U2? U2 is 0. So we have to find V1, that is equal to 7. So you simplify this one, you get V1 equal to 7. So I will write here V1 as 7. So similarly, what we can find? V3 we can find. So that is C23. What is C23? Is 14. So U2 we have to find V3, that is equal to 14. So U2 is 0 and V3 equal to 14, then V3 is 14. Okay, so this V3 is 14. So similarly, next value V4 we can find, that is by using C24. C24 is 23. That is U2 plus V4 equal to 23. Okay. Then V4 equal to 20. So this one is 20. Next, similarly, you can also find V2 as 12 and V1. Okay, U1. V4 already we have, and By using the value of V4, we can find the U1, that is C14 equal to 13. Okay, C14 equal to 13. So U1 plus V4 equal to 13. Okay, U1 we have to find, plus V4 is 23. If you simplify, U1 will get minus 10. Okay, so this is minus 10. And similarly, we can find U3, that is 4. Okay, so these are the values of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, and V4. So next, what we have to do? Next, we have to find delta Ij value. Okay, so delta Ij value for unallocated cell. Okay, for unallocated cell. How many unallocated cells are there? Here, this is one unallocated cell. It is also unallocated cell. This is also unallocated cell, and this one, and this one. So these are the unallocated cells. So we have to find delta of Ij for unallocated cells. That is delta of Ij equal to, there is a formula, Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Okay. So first delta 1 cell I will take. Okay, this is first row, first column. First I will take that one. It is delta 1 equal to C11 minus U1 plus V1. So already we have the value of C11 and U1 and V1. So C11 value is 21. See here. This is C11 value. Cell value. C11, C means it's a cell value. 21 minus U1 already we have minus 10 plus V1 already we have, it is plus 17. You simplify this one, you will get 14. Okay. Delta of 1 equal to 14. So next unallocated cell is delta of 1 2. This one. Delta of 1 2. Delta of 1 2 equal to C12 minus U1 plus V2. Here C12 is 16. Okay. 16 minus U1 is minus 10 plus what is V2? It is 12. Okay. So simplify this one. You will get what you will get? $14. Okay, minus 10 plus 12. That is plus 2. 16 minus 2 is, it is 14. So similarly, the delta of 1 3 equal to 21. Delta 2 2, that is second row, second column, that is 5. And delta 3 1 equal to 11. And delta 4 3 equal to 14. Okay, 14. So next what we have to do, whether the delta of Ij values are greater than 0 or not. We have to check whether the delta of Ij values are greater than 0 or not. See here, and it's also greater than 0, and this is also greater than 0, this is also greater than 0, this one also, this one also. So hence, we can conclude that the delta of all the values of delta of Ij is greater than 0, and hence the solution is optimum and unique. Okay, and hence given by x14 equal to that one previous first values which we got by using initial basic feasible solution. Why? Because by Modi method we can see that here there is no delta values are in negative, so it is an optimal solution itself. Okay, so by using those values you can find the optimal solution or minimum transportation cost. So minimum transportation cost is 700 LYs. If suppose in some cases, if delta of Ij is less than 0, okay, that means in any delta of Ij values are in negative, so we have to go for the next step. Okay, so this completes the example. Then remaining we'll discuss in next class.